You know what's cool? Using Google Sheets to create either simple or complex tools without the need for a lot of development resources, and then turning those tools public for other people to use. Now, unlike a piece of software, when there's an update, everybody automatically gets it, or at least there's a prompt to update to the latest version, that doesn't happen within Google Sheets, at least not automatically. No, not you, I'm filming a video. Well, I thought it would be a cool shot. No, I'll finish it later. So on one hand, Google Sheets costs a lot less to build out than custom software does, it's faster to deploy, everybody knows how to use a spreadsheet, and just about everybody is on Google. But on the other hand, as soon as somebody copies that spreadsheet, it's their own independent version of that spreadsheet. If you make a change to your version, it doesn't affect theirs. Now you can try to send out an email blast or an updated video or blog post or whatever it may be, but that doesn't guarantee that they'll actually see it, and that's a really big shame, especially if you've made significant improvements to whatever your tool or resource is. So after messing around and playing with a bunch of ideas that I had, I came up with a couple of different solutions for cross-document version control within Google Sheets that I think will work for me 95% of the time, and I have a feeling that they're probably going to work for you about 95% of the time as well. And after I show you how these three methods work, I'll give you a copy of the code, and all it's going to cost you is 1 like on this video. To understand how these methods work, we have two spreadsheets. Your cool tool, which represents the copy of your tool that somebody made, and your tool's hidden friend, which is a spreadsheet you'd own, which allows you to then communicate with every copy of your original tool. To explain how each method works, I'll give you an overview of how it functions, then I'll show you it in action, and finally, I'll try not to bore you while I briefly explain what the code does. The first method checks what version of your tool the spreadsheet is against the latest version, and if they're not the same, then when the user opens the spreadsheet, they'll be prompted to upgrade to the latest version. To see that in action, all we have to do is reload the spreadsheet, and once it's loaded, this pop-up appears with a link for the updated version. For how this works, the hidden friend or support spreadsheet is set up to track what the latest version of the tool is and where the user can access that version. When the user makes a copy of your spreadsheet or tool, they also make a copy of all the scripts that are in it. The script for this method first connects to the support spreadsheet so that it's accessible and readable by this script. Assuming that the last row in the support spreadsheet contains the latest version of the tool, the script then gets the last row and its values. It then declares the current version of the tool, and then checks this version against the version in the support document. If the versions are the same, nothing happens. But if the versions are not the same, then a pop-up is created with the title "New Version Available" and followed by the link used in the support spreadsheet for the latest version. Now, one more thing that has to happen is we need to set up a trigger so that the script can run when the spreadsheet is opened. To do that, we just create a new trigger, select the name of the function to run on, and the event type should be on open. I think that this is a good method if the utility of your tool is dependent on the user having the latest version, because pop-ups are quite aggressive and can easily be annoying, which is why I personally prefer method 2. Method 2 is very similar to the first method, but instead of an automatic pop-up that the user might find annoying, this version allows the user to click a button to manually check if they're on the latest version. To show you how this works, when the spreadsheet is opened, a custom menu item appears that when clicked, it checks the version of the tool against the latest version and fires the pop-up if they don't match. The code for this method is almost exactly the same as the first. However, if a user is on the latest version of the tool, then a pop-up is still fired, but this one indicates that the version they have is the most up-to-date one, so that they're not left wondering if the script worked properly if nothing happens after they click the button. The other difference is that we also have an onOpen function that creates the custom menu when the spreadsheet is opened. This is my preferred method as it still serves the same function but doesn't annoy the user with an automatic pop-up. Now, depending on your tool or spreadsheet, it may not make sense to force the user to create a copy of an updated version, but rather just update their current version by just updating some of the cells within their spreadsheet. This is where method 3 comes in. The way that this method works is that the user can click a button on a custom menu to update the cells on their spreadsheet to match the values of the cells on your support sheet. To see it in action, we have this simple table to project an increase in organic traffic based on an increase in organic rankings. To determine how much traffic is gained, we rely on the CTR or click-through rate data. Instead of having to create a copy of a new spreadsheet, we just need to check if we have the latest CTR data. If I come up here and run the script, we'll get the updated numbers. Now, if we look behind the scenes, our support spreadsheet contains the latest and greatest CTR data. When the user runs the script, we access the support spreadsheet, tell it what data it needs to pull from the support spreadsheet, and then tell it where to paste that data in the current spreadsheet. And when the spreadsheet is opened, we add the script to a custom menu. If you want to use this method, then I would recommend protecting the cells that will be updated by the script so that the user doesn't customize their version of the spreadsheet and cause a conflict with your script. Now, these scripts may not be the perfect solution in every situation, but it's something that I've started to implement in new spreadsheets that I've created, and I plan on updating the older spreadsheets I've created with the same solution. And I plan on updating older spreadsheets that I've already released with the same scripts. If you want to grab a copy of the spreadsheets that I showed in this video, as well as the code that they use, you can find the link down in the description. Even if you're not familiar with app scripts, the overall code is pretty straightforward, and you should have no problem finding someone on a site like Upwork to give $20 to, and they should be able to customize it however you want. Version control across sheets has always been a bit of a pain for me. It seems like this is a good solution for me, at least for now, so I'm hoping it's a good solution for you as well. If you have any other tips for cross-document version control with Google Sheets, I'd love to hear about them down in the comments. And if you like this video, please share it with your friends. And if you didn't like this video, please share it with your enemies.